Welcome to Mac Living in Portugal.
Hello and welcome back and welcome to my kitchen. Today you are going to see me cook my dinner and you're going to see me cook it on this appliance. It's called a fagal. This is what you will find in just about every Portuguese house in the countryside. Not too sure about the cities, but there are a lot in the cities. Anyway, it's called a fagal. It does two things. It cooks and it heats. That's why it looks kind of small in comparison to the range cookers that you see in England. They are insulated, and I know that because I used to install them. They're much bigger. This is not insulated so that it does give off the heat and heat the place. Okay, so let me explain what it's about. You have a bottom hatch, and it's very large, and this just gets warm. It doesn't get hot, so this will be like for proving bread and drying things out. It's very good for drying shoes. I use that. That's what I use it for. Put my shoes in there when they're really wet and it dries them. Brilliant for that. Then we have the main oven. Now we have two shelves. The main shelf, two levels. And then I made this shelf. It's just a grill which I bought, and I welded two bits of angle iron on. That goes on the bottom there because I found that this gets really hot on the bottom and it just puts too much heat into the pots. So this is now to allow the heat to dissipate a little bit. And for the cooking that I'm going to do, I want this shelf down there. I've got a temperature gauge on there. It's a rough temperature gauge, but it gives me a good idea of where the appliance is at temperature wise. Then we come to the burn chamber. This is where the fuel goes in, the wood, or in Portuguese, lenha. And then we have the ash pan, but that also is the regulator. So by how much you open and close the door, it regulates the amount of air going in, thus the temperature of the stove. Adding to that, I have the flue has got a damper, so I can damp it down even further, so I can slow it down really good. Now, I installed this about 5.5 years ago, and I promise you, I burnt a lot of my dinners on it because I had to get used to it, but I've got it off to a T now, and I will show you this. It cost me €703. The flue and additional parts would probably bring the whole thing up to about €1,000, including the marble slabs to protect everything around it. So, do I consider it to be a good investment? Absolutely I do. And now I'm going to explain why. As in every kitchen, I've got a nice microwave. I've got a gas oven, electric oven, gas hob, and an electric 2-plate hob here, which I never use. Now, electricity in Portugal is expensive, and so is gas. Gas in the countryside comes from the gas bottles. When I arrived here in Portugal, a large gas bottle was €75. Today, €114. Big difference in price. So, and electric is expensive here in Portugal. It's just the way it is. It's probably on par with England, if not a bit more. So, when it comes to the fagal, all the wood I use to fuel it comes from my forest. Yes, I have to process it in order to fuel this thing, but that's what I enjoy doing. Wood in Portugal costs €50 a cubic square metre. When I arrived, I think it was €35 a square metre. So even that's gone up in price. But all my wood for this comes free of charge. Now, when do I start using this? I obviously don't use it in the summer because it just gets too hot in this kitchen. You couldn't handle it. I would say October, September, no. October, November, December, January, February, March, and possibly into April. So for 7 months of the year, I'm using this. That's 7 months I'm not using gas and electric, just the wood that I harvest. That's a result. Well, it is for me. The time now is 20 to 5, 4:40, and I want my dinner about 6:37, so it's now time to get the fagal lit. It takes about half an hour to get up to temperature. Okay, the other thing I want to talk about is this is the midwinter, so we're talking about it's cold outside. The temperature at the moment outside is 13.9. The temperature inside is 13.5 in this kitchen. When I've finished cooking, we'll look at what the temperature is in here. Okay, so it's time to get it lit. Right, the first thing we want is 2 blocks of fire lighter. And oh, I haven't got are my sticks. Just a moment while I grab a few of these. There we go. Few sticks, one there to the side. Make sure that the flue damper is wide open, there for later. Okay, so 1 fire lighter, and now we want a selection of, first of all, and this is all from my forest, burns beautifully. Okay, away we go. On with that. There. Then some twigs. Like so. And a few more. And then I shut that and put the little fan there. Portuguese for fan is ventoinha, and get it going. There's no air movement outside, so we're going to get a little bit of smoke in here to begin with, but that's the way it is. And the reason I'm doing this is because there's no wind outside, and if you've got wind moving across the top of a flue, it draws it. But because the air is dead still, it's not going to get the smoke out because it needs the heat to move it. So you've got to build heat up in order to move it round the fagal and then up the flue. And that's where the little fan comes into play. And I think you can hear it now crackling away really good. And that is all it takes to get it going. There we go. Close that, leave that open, beautiful. Oh yeah, now it's time to put a couple of logs in. One there, and there. It's 5 to 5 and it's time to start preparing for cooking, because in half an hour the fagal should be ready. Ooh, the kettle's boiling. Ah, that's the other thing. One moment. The other thing you get with the fagal is lashings of free hot water. As much as you want. Yeah. So again, I'm not using gas or electric to heat me water up. Today I'm cooking onion and sausage pie, accompanied by roast sweet potato. But I've got a bit of a surprise for you, because every other day I cook something special. So let's get underway. Right. And just Just a moment. Now I'm proud to say that all of these onions come from my garden. I grow enough onions in the season so that I have onions throughout the whole year. Almost the whole year. Normally I get them for the year. Sometimes not quite. But I hardly have to buy them. Now, the other thing is the sweet potato. I grow tons of those. I grow ordinary potatoes, but they don't keep as well as sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes keep for a great longer time. So I grow a lot of them, and I really love sweet potato. But ordinary potatoes, they don't seem to hold so well in storage. Maybe it's because of the temperatures out here, I don't know. Okay. And we're going to want a bit of garlic. Move you over. 1, 2. That's a good size. That's not such a good size. I don't want that tiny one. And that's a good size. Right. Okay. I don't grow garlic. I tried it and it seemed to be a bit of a hit and miss for me. So I gave up with it. I might have another go. We'll see. I'm going to have more time on my hands this spring, well, this year coming. I'm going to have more time on my hands, and you'll learn why in future videos. And that way I can give more time to the things that I want to do and the things that I enjoy doing. Which is what I came out here to Portugal for. So I will be able to get on with those things, making me a very happy chappy. That bit I don't want. There we go. So, now this onion and sausage pie is a bit of a delicious one for me. So, now the next thing we need is the wok, and start frying all this off. Right, okay, move the kettle, get the wok in position. Okay, the fagal. We've got the burn chamber here, heat comes up, it has to move along the top, round, and then goes up the flue. So obviously this area is the hottest and this is the coolest. And you can hear that from putting the kettle there. The water's heating up really fiercely, and when I put it there, it's much calmer. So, I need to get my azeite, olive oil, nice and hot. I do not peel them, not for the way I'm going to cook. Well, actually, I don't peel them at all. Obviously, cut off the little bits that are not nice, like so. A bit more there. Yep. And that is good. Right. Roasted and then roasted. So, you want a tray for them? This is the tray that I use for roasting them. And obviously, that is way too much for me. But that's okay, because Lady Lulu will get her Scooby snacks, and she loves them. Okay, right. Smells divine. This is Portuguese sausage, and there are two different sorts. There are these long ones, and then there are these short ones. The difference is, they're both pork, the difference is the flavouring that they've put in them. And what I do is I cut them up and they go in to my pie. Now by adding the sausage, which is obviously cold, is going to cool it down. Turn it round. There we go. And now we can go over to a bit more heat. We want those sausages almost cooked, not completely. Oh, they're double yolkers. Ah, but they still can't be from a chicken, surely. They're monsters. Whoa, okay, they're double yolkers. That's going to make the pie nice and rich. Wow. Yeah. Whoa, look at them. Double yolkers. Yeah. Go on, one more. Yeah, why not? The other thing that I add to it is a nice bit of flavouring. So first of all, I want a bit of rock salt. Oh yeah, pinch more. There we go. Touch of rock. Then some ground pepper. Oh yeah, I do like my pepper. Then I start going in with the herbs. All different sorts. Bit of origami. Oregano. And then we have some, yep, oh yeah, beautiful. I can't tell you what this is because I can't pronounce the name. But if you're going to come and live in Portugal, you will learn about, where's that come from? Where are we? Ah, there we go, there we go. That's what I want, a touch of that. There. Okay, now beat them in. Add some milk. Yeah, go on, drop more. There we go. Did that make the difference? Who knows? There. Okay, that's ready. So now we have to get the pastry ready. Pastry's in nicely. Got the beads in, a couple more just in there, just to stop it rising too much on the bottom. Now we get that in the oven and we get that part cooked. In the bottom with that, and that means it's not going to cook too quick. The other thing that I cook on a regular basis, which is a bit special, is my bread. I cook bread. And we need to do it in what's called a Dutch oven. So we have here Dutch oven. Basically it's a pot with a lid. We need to get this hot. I'll just pop it in the oven. I forgot about that. I like this bread. Why do I cook my own bread? I don't know. Why do I cook it? Oh, good question actually. One, I like cooking. I like cooking. Cooking is something I enjoy doing, and I do like the flavour of this bread. Is it any cheaper than the supermarket? I very much doubt it, very much doubt it. It's just I enjoy doing it. One hot Dutch oven, in with the paper. That'll drop, there we go. Then drop it in, and then with a knife, there we go. Put a couple of score marks in it, nice and deep. Nice and deep with them. And then a little bit of flour on top. Just sprinkle a bit on there. Cover it with the lid. Don't forget to grab hold of it with something to protect your hands, and then back in the oven. Pie base is cooked. It's not crispy, and it's just right and ready for the filling. So in we go with sausage and onion. There. Delicious. Oh, absolutely delicious. Okay, now give that another mix. Spread the filling out. Bit more onion over there, bit more there, and we are good to go. Oh yeah. Delicious. There we go. Now, I've got to be honest with you. Normally I would dress this really nicely. I'd make it look nice. Why not? I mean, it's nice as it is, sure. But I would put on it nice bits of tomato and leek. But I forgot to buy them. And I forgot to buy them because I always grow them. So going to the supermarket and buying leeks and tomatoes is not the norm. When I went shopping 2 days ago, I totally forgot. Didn't even put them on my list. So I'm going to go without. But it doesn't matter. There we go. Right, let's get that in. In with the pie, and also in with the sweet potatoes. The first thing out of the oven is the bread. Wait until you see this. One delicious loaf of bread, yeah? My goodness, am I proud. Let's see what it sounds like. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That is a nice loaf of bread. So that sits over there, and that can cool down nicely. As promised, I would tell you what the temperature has become. So outside it is precisely 11 degrees, and in the kitchen it is 24.1. Nice and hot. And all free of charge. Wood from my little forest. First of all, we have the onion and sausage pie. Wow, delicious. Now for the sweet potatoes. Yeah, lovely. Right, we need to get it all served up. There we have delicious pie and potatoes. Okay, move that out and bring in the potatoes. There we go. There. And there we have one dinner successfully cooked on the fagal. The only thing we need now is a nice glass of wine to accompany the meal. Bon appetit. So as I said, I cooked extra sweet potatoes for my lady Lulu, the love of my life, and she loves them. Here you go. Good girl. Yeah? Now, here's an interesting fact. Sweet potatoes are okay for dogs. However, ordinary potatoes are not. So, you can have as much as you want, can't you, darling? Yeah? Go on then. Enjoy them. Go on, good girl. That's it. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video. I do appreciate it. If you've got any questions about the fagal or anything else in the video, pop them in the comments below and I'll get back to you. And until the next video, bye!